So you want to own a casino? Neon lights, free drinks, a building where thousands of people hand you money voluntarily every single night, and nobody even asks for it back? Sounds like the easiest business on earth? It is not. In fact, more casinos have gone spectacularly bankrupt trying to do this than almost any other industry in America, which is impressive when your customers are, by design, walking in and losing on purpose. And the story of how a casino actually makes its money and how it can lose over $2 billion while being packed wall to wall with customers is one of the strangest stories in business. Before you win a single hand, you need to survive just getting permission to open. In most of America, you cannot simply build a casino the way you'd build a restaurant, mostly because nobody's local health inspector is qualified to regulate a business built on math. You need a gaming license, and depending on where you want it, that license alone can be one of the most expensive pieces of paper in the world. In New York, a full casino license costs $500 million, plus a minimum capital investment of another $500 million in the actual building. That's $1 billion before a single slot machine makes a sound. In Pennsylvania, a license runs around $10 million, and then the state takes 54% of everything your slot machines earn. 54%. That's not a tax. That's a business partner who never shows up to work. Nevada, by comparison, taxes casinos at a fraction of that. So the very first decision you make, which state you build in, can be the difference between owning a business and funding a very expensive state government project with your own name on the building. Say you clear that hurdle. Now you build. A large resort casino with a hotel tower, a gaming floor, restaurants, and parking can easily run past $1 billion. And here's the part that quietly kills more casinos than bad luck at the tables ever will. Debt. Almost nobody builds a casino with cash. They borrow it. Which means before you make $1 of profit, you owe interest payments on hundreds of millions of dollars every single month, whether the casino floor is packed or empty. Now, here's where it gets interesting, because once you're open, the way a casino actually makes money is more layered than people think. The foundation is the house edge, the small mathematical advantage built into every single game. Roulette gives the house around a 5% edge. Blackjack can be under 1% if you play well, which is why casinos genuinely love it when you don't. Slot machines, the real workhorses, run anywhere from 2 to 15%. And penny slots, the ones that feel cheap and harmless like a jar of loose change, are usually the ones taking the biggest cut of your money. None of this means the house wins every hand. Plenty of people walk out ahead every single night. It means that across millions of bets a day, the math simply cannot lose over time. You don't need luck when you have a spreadsheet doing the winning for you. The second layer is volume, and this is why casino floors are enormous and never seem to end. A 1% edge sounds tiny until you multiply it by every quarter fed into every machine, every single day, for years on end. It's less like gambling and more like a toll booth that occasionally lets a few cars through for free just so the rest keep lining up to drive through it. The third layer is the part most people never think about: comps. Free rooms, free drinks, free steak dinners at 2 a.m. These feel like gifts from a very generous stranger. They are not gifts. Every regular player has something called a theoretical loss, an estimate based on their average bet size and how long they play of roughly how much the casino expects to take from them over time. Casinos then hand back around 20 to 30% of that projected loss in free stuff, betting correctly that you'll come back, play longer, and lose more than the free steak was ever worth. It's the most polite trap in the entire hospitality industry, and it works because losing money next to a free buffet somehow feels like winning. There's also a quieter fourth layer called breakage, which is simply money you never bothered to collect. Unused chips left in a drawer, gift cards that expire, bonus cash nobody redeemed. None of it gets refunded. All of it becomes pure profit, and the casino doesn't even have to run a single game to earn it. And then there's the part that actually keeps the lights on today: non-gaming revenue. Rooms, restaurants, shows, resort fees, parking. On the Las Vegas Strip, this now makes up roughly 2/3 of total resort income. Let that sink in. The casino floor, the reason the whole building exists, is no longer even the main event. It's the loss leader that gets you in the door so you'll spend real money on a hotel room and a $40 burger. Here's the trap almost nobody sees coming until they own the place. A casino can be completely full every single night and still lose staggering amounts of money if the debt and the design don't match the demand. This is exactly what happened to Revel Casino in Atlantic City. It opened in 2012, cost $2.4 billion to build, and was supposed to be the seaside palace that saved the whole city's gambling market. It had Beyoncé headline its opening. It never turned a profit, not one quarter. It filed for bankruptcy twice in 2 years, lost over $250 million while operating, and then closed for good in September 2014, throwing more than 3,000 people out of work. The building that cost $2.4 billion to build sold at bankruptcy auction for $110 million. Later, it changed hands again for $82 million. You could have bought a $2.4 billion casino for less than 4% of what it cost to build, and somehow it was still overpriced for what it was earning. What went wrong wasn't bad luck at the tables. Revel banned smoking when every rival allowed it, skipped the buffet everyone expected, and had no players club to lure repeat gamblers back in with comps. By the time management reversed those decisions, the debt had already buried them. Meanwhile, the entire market underneath Revel was collapsing. Atlantic City's total casino revenue fell from $5.2 billion in 2006 to under $3 billion a few years later, as Pennsylvania and other states opened their own casinos and stopped sending gamblers across state lines. Revel wasn't just a badly run casino. It was a beautifully built, brand new casino built for a market that had already started disappearing underneath it. None of this is accidental, by the way. Casino floors are engineered the same way malls are, except more aggressively. No clocks, no windows, maze-like layouts designed so the shortest path from the entrance to anywhere is never actually short. Every design choice exists to slow you down and keep you inside a little longer, because time on the floor is the one variable the house edge needs to turn into money. So does owning a casino actually work? In the good scenario, you're in a low-tax state, you built with manageable debt, your comps bring back loyal, high-volume players, and non-gaming revenue from rooms and restaurants fills the building, even on slow gambling nights. That's the model behind the biggest resort companies on the stock market. In the bad scenario, you're carrying enormous debt in a market that's shrinking. Your gaming taxes are eating half your revenue before you even cover payroll. And your comps are training loyal customers to lose money slower instead of faster. The building doesn't care which scenario you're in. It costs the same to heat either way. A casino looks like a business built on luck. It isn't. It's a business built on math, debt, and how long it can keep you walking. The house always wins on the felt. Whether the company survives depends on everything happening off it.